What if your insurer forced one of their own preferred shops to run a report which may or may not be comprehensive for the repair of your vehicle, and that same shop decides, we're going to leave 50% off in the repair? Would you be interested in which safety systems they decided to leave off the repair? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. Of course, my name is Eric, that is Rob, and we're glad that you're taking time out of your day today to join us, whether you are live on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time Zone and chatting live with us in the chat feature of YouTube, or at any point throughout the week that you're catching this video. We're thankful that you're here, and Rob, happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you. My dear friends, happy Saturday to you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your engagement.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and some of it's serious, and we do what we can to help everybody and get you directed to somebody that can lend a hand.
Absolutely. And speaking of lending a hand, you hear the jingles, like a good neighbor, and maybe you're in good hands. Those kinds of jingles, they resonate with people. They motivate people to jump in on that network, if you will, when it comes to insurance companies. But what if that insurance company persuades you to go to one of their preferred auto body shops? And you go to that shop and you expect good faith. That shop, however, has been mandated to use a certain service to run a report based upon the estimate that was written.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So this service then generates a report that comes back to the repair plan, and the estimator at the shop works up that repair plan, but he only decides to use 2 out of the 4 recommendations, right? 50%. Those recommendations, by the way, come with, this is what the OEM requires. Here's where you find the procedures. And this is what you got to do.
Yeah. Based on the VIN and the verbiage inside of the estimate.
Right.
We're replacing the front bumper. Oh, ding. If you're replacing the front bumper, then you need to do these things.
Right.
If you're, repairing something else, it may be that you need to do something with the blind spot monitor.
Yes.
Afterwards. It's a reminder to go look into those specific systems.
100%. This is not a hypothetical situation. We have one such report.
Yeah.
Right here. And Rob, the thing that kind of clued you in was the fact that there were 4 points of service that need to be done.
I think the report is very, very well done.
Okay.
Whether it's inclusive of everything, I don't know. We don't use these here currently. Yeah. We go right to the manufacturer's website, and most of what we're fixing is a Toyota or a Lexus, which is very similar in the repair processes and the technologies.
Yes.
And Lucid, same thing. I mean, we go in, what does it need to be, what needs to be done if we're doing this?
Right. And this report is limited to the technology and calibrations side of things.
Yes. Okay. It doesn't say everything that you need to do.
Right.
This is really more on the calibration initializations that need to happen.
Yes.
Like if you disconnect the battery or power down the hybrid system, or do any of those types that take a bumper off.
0-point calibrations.
Yep.
Those kinds of things.
All those types of things.
All right.
So they talk about the need for pre and post scanning the vehicle, which we've got several videos on. And
It's about time somebody's talking about that.
Yeah, and it says the need for them. It's interesting, this particular report, and there's a few companies that do these reports.
Okay.
But this one is from Opus, and under recommendations, it says Opus recommends utilizing OEM software to perform a post-scan on this vehicle. So in other words, for Toyota, we have the TechStream, which is their computer system that plugs into your car, your Toyota or Lexus, and knows what it's looking for.
Right.
It knows where everything should be, so to speak, and how it should be responding to certain actions.
Yep.
Many companies use aftermarket tools. We don't know exactly what those aftermarket tools are pinging as far as systems and what information they're getting back. In many cases, it's fine. Some cases, I've seen it not as conclusive as a factory scan.
Okay.
So it's interesting that they have on here that the company that creates this report goes out of the way to say, now there has to be a pre-scan and a post-scan, but on a post-scan, before you give it back to the guest, scan it with the OEM software.
That's it.
So this particular report has identified related services to be performed.
Okay.
Based on the estimate, so the system scans the estimate, the following calibrations, initializations have been identified.
All right.
The ADAS L3 static calibration, that's for the millimeter wave radar system in the front of your car, which is, depending on what your car is equipped with, can do many different things.
Right, such as lane departure or distance to the next car.
Distance to the next car mostly, but that it can also incorporate pre-collision stuff.
Okay.
That if it sees you getting too close, whether you're using cruise or no cruise,
it might start to cinch up.
It may cinch up seatbelts, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
It'll be predictive in a way, but again, depends on your car and what that system actually does. So it says that needs to be calibrated.
Yep.
Okay. It also says it needs a seatbelt inspection.
Oh.
All right. So seatbelt inspection, again, depending on the manufacturer, year, make, model of the vehicle. There's all sorts of different requirements to make sure your seatbelts are functioning as designed.
All right.
And that if that pre-collision started to engage, that it creates a lot of heat sometimes in the wiring system, and there may be burned connectors.
Okay.
That would need to be replaced. The only way you would know that is to do the inspection, take some trim panels off and view these things and take pictures of them. So that's a requirement. This particular car, which is a 25 RAV4 hybrid, 25. So the seatbelt inspection. Then it's got a seat-related calibration, which we'll get to that, and a steering angle sensor calibration. These are the four things that have been identified by this report.
Okay.
Then it goes into detail, and it talks. Let's just talk about the first one: the adaptive cruise control millimeter wave radar sensor. That's in the front bumper, and it says calibrate the front millimeter wave radar sensor if any of the following apply, and then it gives you 4 bullet points.
Yep.
The bumper cover has been damaged or deformed due to an accident. Sensors or bumper installation have altered or loosened or removed the nuts. Bumper installation area on the body is altered. Radar sensor bracket has been removed or replaced. It just gives you a whole bunch of, if any of these things have done, you need to do this calibration.
Sounds good.
Inspect the radar housing for signs of impact, replace the sensor if any impact marks or damage are found.
Yep.
It's not if it's working or not.
Right.
If it's been jostled all that hard, even if you were to take it out and drop it on the floor by accident, almost every manufacturer says the thing has to be replaced.
Understood.
So then they give you the calibration methods, whether it's dynamic or static. Static is when it sits in one place and you're using targets.
Right.
Then it goes into some of the OEM information.
Even gives the actual location of where you can find
The procedure.
the
and
procedure.
Yep, all the rest of that.
Which is ironic, just on a side note for me, because how many times have we had to convince insurers that this is public information and you can get to it,
Yeah.
right? And
Some of it
and yet
is.
many times over the past, they have said,
You know, I got to say, I have not clicked the link.
Yeah.
It may be a link embedded in their system that allows the procedure to,
I see.
because it's licensed through these people. You know, to get this kind of specific information, you would, in a Toyota situation, have to
to
go
have a-
into their technical system.
You gotta have a membership.
and pay a fee
Yeah.
and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
But this may bypass that. I did not click on that to see what it does.
Probably a good idea.
But the next one that it talks about is the occupant detection or occupant classification system.
Okay.
That, in layman's term, is the passenger seat weight sensor. That needs to be checked
Yes.
because whether you're hit from behind or hit in the front,
Yep.
that can disturb that seat, whether somebody's in it or not,
Right.
and jostle that device inside of it that says there's somebody in here that weighs under 70 pounds or somebody in
Right.
here that weighs over 70 pounds or whatever that number
And
happens to
that
be.
directly impacts whether or not the airbag is
On the passenger side,
triggered or not.
will deploy or not.
Yes.
So this is a very, very important thing to be done. Then it goes on to the steering angle sensor. I've got plenty of videos talking about the steering angle sensor. If you just disconnect the battery, you should
Recalibrate.
reinitialize it and calibrate it. It's called a 0-point calibration.
Yes.
It will learn over time, depending on what year, make, and model. Not all of them, because if your battery were to go dead and you replace it, you know,
Yeah.
you're not out there with the scan tool doing the
Right.
0-point calibration. But it controls a lot of things.
Sure.
It controls a lot of things. Just that as an example, if you've got a rear camera and you put your car in reverse and you see these lines guiding you into the spot,
Right.
they're based on the information from the steering angle sensor. And if that information is off, it could put you right into the side of a car next to you instead of into the spot.
And how many of us are accustomed to just looking down at our screen instead of actually looking back like we used to
Yeah.
in the day? Yeah. So you've got these four things
You got these
on the
four
report.
things that need to be done, and they talk about the seatbelt inspections. Great. What if they only do two?
Hypothetical alert.
Yeah. So if they only do two, how do you decide which ones?
Well, when you say, how do you decide? How did they decide?
How did they decide? Based on the information that I have in this particular case, two of these were not done. There is no evidence supporting that they were done.
And all four of these, the static calibration of L3, the seatbelt inspection, the seat-related calibration, and the steering angle sensor, all of these are safety-related.
Yeah, they're important. They're important. So the two that were not done were the seatbelt inspections and the front seat weight sensor, the occupant detection system. Why? I don't know. The reason for this video? Ask your shop, if you're taking it to a large insurance company's preferred shop that's a large presence, and you see their name a lot on the list of places that are authorized to take your car for you,
Right.
Or recommended, they should be running these reports, ask for a copy of it, and then compare it with your final bill to make sure that everything that was done here is accounted for.
Yeah.
And if not, start asking why.
And in fact, the largest insurer in the U.S. has mandated that their preferred shops must purchase this on their own.
Yep.
Get this. They force the shop to pay for the report so we know it exists, or at least it should, right? And then the shop is not allowed to invoice the insurer,
Nope.
who's normally supposed to be paying for the repairs,
Right.
and they're not allowed to pass it on to the customer.
Right. They just have to do it.
So for the first time, as far as I'm aware, the shop that is involved in the repair of a vehicle that has been crashed out there is now helping you pay for that repair.
Yeah. It's not a large amount of money, but it's still...
No, it's not a large amount of money, but let's talk about that for just a minute, because how many times do estimates go through supplements and have to be re-estimated?
Many times.
We've seen as many as 6, 7
Yep.
in some of our
There's
videos.
less when it comes to the direct repair shops, the approved
okay.
shops.
Fair enough, because
They don't have to wait for an adjuster to come out and then haggle and then get half the
there is
estimate
no
back
haggle.
and-
You
yeah.
do what the insurer says.
Yeah.
Right? So let's just say there's only 2 or 3 back and forth, because they are the repair experts,
Yep.
Apparently,
Yep.
right?
Yep, supposedly.
Every single time, I mean, what if every single time you rewrite that estimate, you should theoretically rerun the report.
Rerun the report, which
At-
creates another fee.
Your expense, not yours, the
shop's expense.
expense. It's a very interesting dynamic of who is feeding off whom,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, it is. But, again, the most important thing here is that these are safety systems that are designed to keep people safe.
Yes.
And they need to be functioning as designed. And we need to be able to prove that they left the shop functioning as designed.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, we decided not to do a couple of them.
Not we.
Not we.
They.
They. And that's concerning to me.
Heck
So
yeah.
if the insurer relies on these reports and mandates in certain cases, I don't know what the mandate is.
I'll put the link to the article that we got that information from Repair Driven News down in the description box below.
Assuming that the insurer mandates the use of this report
Yeah.
and will only reimburse based on the contents of this report. So if you said, well, it's missing something, here's the document, well, it's not on the report, we don't owe for that, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Believe it, that happens.
All the time.
What about the fact that this report was run
Yep.
and the insurance is going to reimburse based on this report,
Right.
but we didn't do everything on the report? It's worrisome. This is one example out of thousands of repairs every day.
Yeah.
So it just makes me wonder, and I'm suggesting to you, a consumer, that if you have any ADAS, advanced driver assist systems, parking sensors, blind spot monitors, lane keep assist, any of these things,
Yeah.
that you ask the shop if they run these reports, and if they do, that you ask for copies each time they're run.
Yes. And then compare that copy against the estimate that you are given at the end of the repair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a simple workflow, but probably most people won't go through it. and that's why you really want. That's why we're doing these videos, right?
Yep.
Because an educated consumer is just that, educated and better equipped
Yep.
to get a proper repair.
Well, you want to keep you and your family safe.
Of course.
Anybody that's in your car, and yourself, obviously.
And the people around you.
And the people around you. Because if your lane keep it isn't operating right and you're fighting, to stay in the lane, there's problems.
It certainly is.
So
All
that's
right.
what I have for today.
It's good stuff, Rob. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, and thank you for tuning in. We're so grateful for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back again next Saturday. Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you. I hope you have an amazing week. See you next Saturday.